the candidate's remarks. The audience will be asked to refrain from applauding or demonstrating support or non-support for a candidate.
All right, and now let's take a look at our media panel who will be asking the questions tonight. We have KUJH reporter Thomas Hoppo from KUJH, and he is going to hop in there a little bit later and going to be part of the panel. We also have University Daily Kansan managing editor Allison Cohn and KJHK reporter Kaylin Stockton. The three panelists will ask the candidates about their coalition's platforms, goals for Student Senate, and plans for the university's future. Coming up, I'll preview tonight's debate with KU Student Body President Marcus Tetweiler. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the KU Student Senate debate coverage. I'm Sierra Upton. You can take a look at the live feed at Alderson Auditorium where the debate's going to be taking place in just a few minutes. There are a lot of people that are starting to pile in now. We have just a few more minutes, but tonight the three presidential and vice presidential candidates representing the three coalitions, Grow KU, Jayhawkers, and Crimson and True, will take questions from the UDK, KUJH, and KJHK panelists about what they would do if elected. Representatives from the coalitions, the Elections Commission, and KU's largest student groups are in attendance tonight. So now we are joined by Will Weber, the associate editor of the digital media at the UDK, will be tonight's social media moderator. Weber will be taking your Twitter questions this evening and displaying them on that monitor in Alderson. Tweet him your questions using the hashtag KU Student Senate Debate, and he might ask it to the candidates. It's actually hashtag KU Senate Debate, rather. And now I'm joined by KU Student Body President Marcus Tetweiler. Thanks for joining us, Marcus. You were in these candidates' position just a year ago. So what can we expect tonight?
First of all, Sierra, thank you so much for having me on this evening. It really is an honor to be a part of this program. All of the hard work that KU Journalism and Media Crossroads and the entire team, oftentimes there's a lot of thanks that need to go to the crew that's behind the scenes. And from what I've seen, this is a really impressive turnout. The crowd is really piling in, and there's a lot of positive energy that's going around with this thing, which I think is great. One of the things that you definitely need to expect is looking at the amount of energy and work and momentum that has come to this night. It really is a culmination of hundreds of hours of students working for students and doing their best to represent the issues that they think are most important. Tonight will be an opportunity for those ideas to be debated, and there might be disagreements, there might be some jokes, there might be some fun, but honestly it is a very serious moment and a culmination of a lot of hours that have come down to this moment. And for the Media Crossroads and the journalism program to have put in such an incredible amount of work, the amount of transparency that this debate will have with the entire student body, I would encourage anyone who is watching this right now, this program, get on Facebook, get on Twitter, make sure that your friends are watching it too, because the more people that see this, the better it is for the student body.
Thank you so much, Marcus. Who are the majority of people watching the debate right now? Do you think they're mostly decided voters or undecided voters?
From what we kind of experienced last year, there is a fair amount of undecided voters at this time, especially with, there's been some rain this week. There's been some days where some of the tabling that's been going on Wesco Beach has kind of been delayed. And I think this is a great opportunity for those undecided voters or those non-traditional students who might not spend their time on Wesco Beach to have the opportunity to watch this. I think there are several persons in the audience who probably have their minds made up, as some of the coalition representation is in the audience supporting their candidates, which I think is absolutely wonderful. But I think the majority of viewers that are watching this are probably undecided, watching from home in a very professional manner. I think there's going to be a lot of great questions tonight.
And are you one of those undecided voters?
I am particularly interested in, first and foremost, the feasibility of some of these platforms and initiatives. I think the most important thing that students really need to look for is, they're all great ideas, and I think I am undecided because all three candidates bring experience. All three candidates bring sustainability initiatives to one degree or another. So if you're looking for experience and if you're looking for sustainability, this is your year.
Definitely. Sustainability seems to be a major platform in all three coalitions.
It does. But again, I am on the fence, just like many students who are going to be watching this debate. I'm excited. Hopefully after this evening, I'll be tweeting in my questions, just like anyone who's watching this. You should be tweeting in your questions as well. so that your voice is heard and that you can participate in the process. I'll try to tweet my questions as well. Hopefully they get called on, maybe not. But that's a way for my specific concerns to maybe be answered in this forum. So if you do have the hashtag handy, if you have it available, if you can remind me what it is, hashtag.
It's hashtag KU Senate Debate.
Sierra is a pro, she's got it.
Thanks. Last year, you were a part of one of these two coalitions, but only two coalitions battled against each other. But this year, it's three. Does that change anything in the election process?
I think it does. I think tonight you'll see some changes. You know, last year there were two coalitions, and in terms of just the way the debate laid out, there were a lot of back and forth responses from one team to another. Now with three coalitions, there's going to be a little bit of a stopgap in between the different teams as they have these debates and have these conversations. So there will be more time for the candidates to formulate their opinions and formulate their concerns with that third candidate. The way the vote breaks out, I'm very optimistic that the success from last year in terms of voter turnout, last year we hit a record number, we hit 26%. And I think that's because a lot of the campaign strategies kind of shifted. And I see a lot of those strategies in the coalitions this year. I have my fingers crossed that these coalitions break our voter turnout record from last year. I think 30% would be a great number. If we hit 30%, I would think that that is not just a success for our administration, but a success for the entire student body.
Definitely. So let me throw kind of a tough question at you now.
I knew you would.
Which do you think are the strongest out of the three coalitions?
I think there is a lot of momentum and personnel and creativity that is coming out of the Jayhawkers team. The Jayhawkers coalition has a lot of young faces, a lot of freshmen and sophomores are engaged in that. I think that's a strength. I see a lot of experience and a lot of creativity and energy from the junior-senior community within the Grow KU coalition. The third coalition, True KU, has a lot of energy and is some would say, maybe the dark horse candidate. I was the dark horse candidate last year, and I would like to be in that third place spot, especially leading into a debate. If I could be kind of, oh, well, we don't know what's going to happen. They're kind of on the fence. What do we know about them? What don't we know about them? Tonight's their chance to really make their mark against these other two coalitions that have had quite a bit of publicity.
All right, so now it's getting about to be 7, so that means it's time to start tonight's event.